Hi everyone! On this week's episode of the Film Critic, I'm going to be giving you my thoughts on the new sci-fi film Chappie, as well as the second best exotic Marigold Hotel. Also this week I'm going to be discussing the Cary Grant film Charade. So let's get to it! Chappie is a very interestingly plotted movie, but it doesn't win points for originality or shock value. The characters are all very one-dimensional, and no pun intended here, but they're all quite robotic. The performances are dull and lacking any depth.
This is a new kind of life form, a new step in evolution.
That's it. Come.
You are Chappie.
Chappie.
I do think that, however, that Chappie does win some points for talking about the issue of artificial intelligence. That being said, however, I don't think it's a movie that everybody necessarily needs to see.
The robot's a big problem for me.
A thinking robot could be the end of mankind. Destroy that robot. Burn it to ash.
There's something of great danger headed our way now.
This week's other new release is the second best exotic Marigold Hotel. I dare you to try and say that 5 times fast. I tried several times and failed quite miserably.
The Marigold Hotel is full up, so we have to expand.
A chain of hotels stretching across India and beyond for those such as this great lady who had the chance to say, why die here when I can die there?
The movie is full of lovable and relatable characters with their own respective storylines. Most of these plots are funny, charming, and heart-wrenching. That being said, however, there were a few that fell quite short of the mark. The performances are flawless, and with a cast with the likes of Judi Dench, Bill Nighy, and Maggie Smith, how could they not be?
Like lemmings, they come to the cliff edge. That is the best exotic Marigold Hotel.
Lordy Lord, have mercy on my ovaries.
Even though the second best exotic Marigold Hotel isn't nearly as good as the first go-around, it's still a worthy sequel that made me cry tears of joy and weep tears of sorrow.
How many new lives can we have? As many as we like.
As everyone knows, this month's Artist of the Month is none other than the legendary Cary Grant. Every week a movie is selected from his filmography for viewing and discussion on thefilmreviewer.org. This week's movie is Charade from 1963. Also starring Audrey Hepburn, it's about a woman whose husband suddenly dies and leaves behind $250,000. The money has gone missing, and 3 men are after it and will do whatever it takes to find it. There's a reason why I love this movie so much, and it can be summed up in one simple word: chemistry. Cary Grant and Audrey Hepburn have some of the best on-screen chemistry of any 2 actors that I've ever seen. Despite the obvious age difference, they go together like pieces of a puzzle.
Do we know each other?
Why do you think we're going to?
I don't know. How would I know?
Because I already know an awful lot of people, and until one of them dies, I couldn't possibly meet anyone else.
Well, if anyone goes on the critical list, let me know.
What I love most about Charade is how it can be thrilling and funny both at the same time. I'm always amazed how whenever I watch it, I'm always at the edge of my seat while laughing at the same time. It's incredible, and it's brilliantly written, brilliantly edited together and directed.
What are you doing in here?
I'm having a nervous breakdown.
For my full reviews of Chappie and the second best exotic Marigold Hotel, or to take a look at Cary Grant's Artist of the Month page, be sure to visit thefilmreviewer.org. And be sure to join me next week as I review the new Liam Neeson thriller Run All Night and the Disney remake of Cinderella. This week's Cary Grant movie is none other than Bringing Up Baby, which also stars the legendary Katharine Hepburn in one of her most memorable roles. The movie can be streamed on Amazon.com or downloaded for rent or purchase on iTunes.com. Be sure to join me next week and stay tuned for my reviews.